to this episode of In the Principal Office. My name is Liza Zulva, and I'm an elementary school principal of MI Darul Ulum Karangpandan Pasuruan, East Java, Indonesia. On behalf of global school leaders, I'm delighted to be your host today. Usually, being called to the principal office is a scary thing, but I hope through this series we are able to change that. Today, I'm honored to have a renowned economist, educator, and leader visit me in my office. I'm excited to speak to her about the leadership required for schools today. Please join me in welcoming Rukmini Banerji, CEO of Pratham Education. Pratham is one of India's large non-governmental organizations focusing on large-scale programs that ensure every child is in school and learning well. Rukmini, welcome to the show. We are delighted to have you join us today.
I'm so happy to be here. And principal, I have never been asked to come to a principal's office so far away in the world. So I'm very delighted to be in the principal's office in East Java. and I look forward to our conversation.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Rukmini. Okay, so here's my first question for you. What was your relationship with your school principal? Did you ever get called to the principal office?
You know, I was thinking about this in the morning, and I have to say that I am a very lucky person because I've been in many schools while I was growing up because my father moved quite a lot. But I have very good memories of my school principals. And my first school where I was in kindergarten and first and second grade, it was a missionary school. Our principal was Sister Mary Peter Claver. I even remember her name. I must have been, this is like, I don't know, I'm 62. So this is so many years ago. And she was very tall. And she's the first person we met. She was from America. And this was in a small town in India. And I don't know how she got there, but she had blue eyes and I had never seen blue eyes. And she knew how to whistle. So very often when she met the smaller children in the corridor, she used to whistle and we used to just look at her like, wow, because when you are in first grade and kindergarten, you don't know how to whistle. I remember her as being a very fun person. And if you got called to her office for anything, she would give you a little sweet. So we all wanted to go to her office.
Oh
and another principal from my high school was again a nun, and again a very tall lady. And I remember her name was Sister Astrid, and she used to play basketball with us. And I didn't know any other women of her age who would come and wear her running shoes and play with us. So I have very, very fond and very nice memories of principals.
Oh my God. Amazing. Yeah. So that's why I know why my students now so scared when I walk around them. Okay, that's great to hear, Rukmini. You've been such a force in education field in India for decades. I'm sure you have seen thousands of schools across the country and have insight on what it means to build great schools. What, according to you, are some of the key components of excellent schools?
So I definitely think that the school leader can make a huge difference. I mean, each individual teacher, of course, is very important. But I think a leader who can pull everyone together makes the difference between a good and an excellent. And I find that when you have a good team and a good leader of the team, then many things with schools struggle with become much easier. I mostly have visited our government schools, our public schools, many in the country, and I think that when you have a good principal, the whole school is different. Because I think that having leadership means not just academic leadership, but also a relationship with all the people at the school, which is the staff, the teachers, the children, and of course the children's parents.
Yeah.
And in Pratham, we do anywhere that we work in the community with the families as well as with the schools and with the children in both places. So very often we hear about the school from parents. And if there
Yeah.
is a good and a strong principal, we
Uh-huh.
hear that first, and that person will be remembered by name. So
Yeah.
when people don't relate to you, they call you teacher, they call you principal. When they know you, then they call you by your name,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. So and so, or whatever the respected name is.
This is yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I do think that for children as well, it's very important to see what is
Mm-hmm.
a united team of
Yeah,
teachers
yeah.
who
Mm-hmm.
believe similar things, and that usually happens when there is a good leader who thinks there is strong value in bringing the community together, the teachers together. So I feel that that's a very important one. And usually, at least in India, the principals have been teachers themselves. So they have a
Mm-hmm.
good idea of what challenges are in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in rural areas, I think the
Yeah.
principals have a very high standing that this is the
Mm-hmm.
leader of the school. There
Mm-hmm.
are so many hundred children in the school. And so this person has to be
Mm-hmm.
a teacher, a psychologist, a counselor, a friend, a judge, everything rolled together.
Yeah, yeah. That's how to build a good teamwork, right?
Yes, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, as a school principal myself, these last 2 years have really pushed my understanding of leadership. I used to think that leading was only how to make people obey the system and the rules. But now I can finally understand that leading is how to empower others by communicating, as you said before, right? Inspiring, motivating, and being able to appreciate differences.
Yes,
So now
yes,
I'm
yes.
curious to hear, given your current work, how do you view the role of school principals in getting schools back on track?
So I think that one important one, and I have been, in India, the schools were closed for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
almost 500 days, almost 2 years, our schools were closed. So first
Mm-hmm.
of all, when the schools opened sometime in February or March, I've been
Mm-hmm.
traveling quite a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel the energy. I think everyone is so happy to be back in school. The teachers
Yeah,
are happy to be back. They miss the children. Children are,
yeah.
of course, very happy to be back. And I think that the schools that I have seen where everyone has come back and is happily there are
Mm-hmm.
schools where the principal has paid attention to the
Mm-hmm.
context of the school, not only
Yeah,
gone by the rules, but looked
yeah.
at what is the situation in that community, in that village, or in the city. And
Yeah.
also within the school community, the
Mm-hmm.
children were affected in different ways. So,
Yeah.
some children were more badly affected. So, being able to pay attention to those who need more help, I think has helped schools come back on track. The second thing that I've noticed from visiting schools is that some schools, and I think the schools which had better leadership and good teams, did
Mm-hmm.
not immediately go back to academics. They
Yeah, yeah.
spent time in doing cultural activities, in doing projects, in allowing children to come back and get to know each other again. Because for young children, they forgot their friends because it's been 2 years, it's a long time when you're in first grade. So,
Yeah.
the things that I think children missed about school were all the
Mhm.
other things, not only studying. And
Yeah.
so I think that the good schools and the good principals have enabled rebuilding the school community, the
Yeah.
school life, and
Mhm.
then bringing in, of course, the academic part.
Yeah, that's so true. Okay, so my next question is involve a little games, a quick round of rapid fire. I
Okay.
have a set of sentences that are incomplete. We would like for you to complete them with the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready, Rukmini?
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay, great. Here goes. Okay, the first question. Joy in the classroom looks like.
Lots of children making noise.
Yeah, I agree. Children today need.
Lots of love and affection.
Okay, agree. That's amazing. School in the future need.
open-minded teachers and open-minded parents.
Amazing. Oh my God. Okay, the last question. School leadership is?
Somebody like you.
Somebody more like you, Rukmini. Okay, that was fantastic. Thank you for playing along. And finally, if you were a school principal today, this is will be the last question for you. What would you focus on if you were a principal today? Any advice for all the school principal out there listening to this?
I would, put out some very simple thing that everybody wants to achieve. And I would ask this question to every class and let them come to you with an answer about what they would like. And then I would share these with everyone in the school and let people pick the one thing that we can all do together.
Thank you. Okay, Rukmini, it was an absolute pleasure to speak with you. And we are so lucky to have people like you who think so deeply about collective leadership and its importance in building future for children around the world. We cannot thank you enough for this conversation. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us. As you listen to this conversation, do let us know what you think is the kind of leadership needed to build excellent schools. Leave your talk in the comments below. See you in our next episode of In the Principal Office. Thank you and good day.